everybody. This is going to be, I believe, the last 3D series tutorial. I kind of wanted to get a little bit of everything in. We did a circle and a triangle and a square. So, well, I'm sorry that I'm not really showing you the circle right now, but my cat started playing with it, and I thought, well, since I'm not really going to use this, I'm just going to put a string on it and let my cat play with it, since she seems to like it so much. I would be showing that to you right now, but she has demolished it. So, the last tutorial that we did was the square, and before that was the triangle. And I had showed you this cone that I had made without a bottom because I'm planning on putting this on a giant star called a Luma from Mario Galaxy. So here is a tutorial for a cone. Now there are a lot of things that you can use for or with cones. You can use them for, say that, like, my little sister, she's 9 years old, and she loves pretending to cook. So one year for Christmas, I made her a half dozen cupcakes, and if I were to make her, let's say, ice cream, this would be the cone for the ice cream, and you could make the ice cream on top. So there's lots of things that you can use a cone for. Let me see. Okay, with this tutorial, we are going to be working with a magic circle, because a cone is circular. So, start with your magic circle. And if you've come this far, you should know how to do the magic circle by now. Okay, here's my circle. Crochet 6 single crochets into your circle, as usual. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pull on that string. So now we're going to be pulling on these to close up the hole. And there is your magic circle. I'm sorry, I think this yarn irritates my throat as I'm talking because the yarn particles will get into my throat. Okay. So go into the first stitch. You can slip stitch into this one if you want, and then go into the next one and do your single crochets, but it'll still work the same way. Personally, I don't really like to slip stitch. It kind of throws me off. Put 2 single crochets in each stitch around. So 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now you should have 12 stitches around, so go ahead and count them if you want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, so since we are on the right track, take a separate color yarn and use this separate color as your marker. Okay, just kind of pull it through there, let it hang. Make sure that it's long enough to where it won't come out. This is the easiest way for me to know how to mark my place. Okay, so in the next row, go into the next stitch. We'll be doing 1 single crochet in the first and 2 single crochets into the second. So 1 single crochet in the next, and then 2 single crochets in the next. 1 in the next, 2 in the next. And remember to put 2 single crochets, just go into the same stitch and single crochet twice. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and 2. So now we have reached the marker. Don't crochet into that. That is the end of your round. So pull it out, replace it. Okay, in the next row, sorry, goodness, the next row that we do, we'll be going into the next stitch once, and then the second stitch once, and the third stitch twice. So 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets. Do this all the way around. Okay, reach the marker, so pull that out and replace it into the last loop that you made. Now it will hang just like this. Now, this will be our last row for the circle. So we are going to go into the next 3 stitches with 1 single crochet. 1, 2, 3. So then in the 4th stitch, we're going to put 2 single crochets. 2. So 1, 2, 3, then 2 in the 4th. 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, 2 in the 4th. And you just keep doing that until you reach the end. Okay, coming up to the end here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So put 2 in that 4th stitch. Okay, move your marker, or rather remove your marker. This is going to be our last row. So to finish off a circle, to keep it straight, go into the next stitch and slip stitch. That means go through, yarn over, and go through both of the loops on your hook. So now you will be chaining 1, pull, and you can leave a short tail on this one. We'll leave a long tail on the actual cone. There. So you can tighten this and cut this as well. This will be going on the inside. This is the outside. So this part will be on the bottom, and we'll be sewing around the circle with the top of the cone coming up like this. Okay, I'm going to change my batteries. I've been doing tutorials almost all day. I've done all of the 3D figures, or the last 3 anyway, in one day, so my batteries are starting to die already. So I will meet you back here. Okay, have some fresh new batteries. So I'm ready to get started on the cone part. So you can cut your tails a little bit, trim those up. Not too short, remember, and any tails that you have cut off, just put them in a pile because they are now too short to be used, and keep your marker handy. So just put that over to the side, and now we are going to make another magic circle. 6 stitches, or 6 single crochets, whichever you prefer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So just tighten up the ring. Pull on your tail, and you're ready to continue. I need to go ahead and trim the tail so that it doesn't get in my way. Okay. So, just like last time, or no, not like last time, we are going to do just 1 single crochet all of these stitches around. So go into the first one, which might be a little tricky in the beginning. So once you get that in the first one, sorry for the tapping noises, just make a single crochet in the first one. And this will be the most difficult part. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, as you can see, this is inverting on itself. It's going inside out. We need it to go the other way. So what I do to fix little problems like this, take the end of your hook and just push like this. Curl it back over the way it's supposed to be. And it will look something like that. Okay, so put your hook back in, set a marker. So in the next 6 stitches all the way around, we're going to be putting 2 single crochets. There's the first one, the second, the third, the fourth, and the fifth. So now we have one more to do 2 single crochets in, and that is the 6th stitch. Okay, so now remove your marker, replace it. So now we're going to be doing 1 single crochet all the way around in each stitch. So in all 12 stitches, you will have 1 single crochet. So just do 1 single crochet around. And I'm going to try to stay with you this whole tutorial because instead of just saying do this and I'll meet you back here, I want to try to stay with you on this one because we are going from one round increasing and the next round no increasing or decreasing. So it's kind of confusing at first. This is the first project that we've done like this. So okay, now that you've finished your 1 single crochet in each, you can see that it's kind of starting to look like a cone. Okay, replace your marker. Now in the next stitch, do 1 single crochet, and in the second stitch, do 2 single crochets. So we are now increasing again. 1 single crochet in the first, 2 single crochets in the second. So 1 in the first, 2 in the next. 1 in the first, and 2 in the next. And do that all the way around. You should have 18 single crochets around now. Okay, now 1 single crochet all the way around, no more increasing yet. And you can count your stitches to make sure that you have 18 if you want. Okay, we are at the end of that round, so replace your marker. So in the next row, 1 single crochet in the first 2 stitches, 2 single crochets into the next stitch. So that's the third stitch. 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third. And just repeat that all the way around. And we are back to the end of our row. So we will be doing 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around. So after each increase row, we're going to be doing a decrease row. And you should have 24 around if you're keeping count. Okay, we have come to our marker. So take it out and replace it. So we've got that cone shape going, but it's still not quite big enough to go on. So we're going to be doing one more increase row to match the size of the circle. One single crochet in the first, one single crochet in the second, one single crochet in the third, two single crochets in the fourth, just like the size of the circle. We should have, I think, 30 stitches around now. Yeah, 30 stitches. So just continue to do that all the way around. One single crochet in the first three, and then two single crochets in the fourth. Okay, coming up to the end here. Okay, now we will be doing one more round, and that is one single crochet all the way around for this next row. So just 30 more crochets away from being able to sew it onto the circle. Almost finished here. Okay, so now that was our last row, you can remove your marker completely. And remember to slip stitch one time before finishing off on a circular pattern, because otherwise this will stick out like a sore thumb and it will look a little unattractive. So leave a long tail to sew with. Not too awfully long, because I know you don't want to waste any yarn. And this isn't really a big project, so just cut it. Okay, get everything else out of the way. And now you just need your needle and your stuffing. Okay, here we go. So just take your circle. Remember, the back of it should be on the inside. Okay. Now just start hemming away. Find a good place to start, and I think a good place for me to start would be right here. Now the good thing about this is that you can go through each single crochet to hem it together, because you can see the stitches very plainly, and all of your hems or your sewing, whatever you want to call it, will be exactly the same distance away from each other. Okay, now I'm up to my tail remember that you want to hide this on the inside, so just tuck it in and squeeze that together and just keep hemming. Make sure you just hold on to it. Sometimes you'll have to let your yarn untwist itself. Okay. So just keep doing that. Hem this until you have just a little bit of space left, about big enough to fit your thumb in. And I will see you back here when you have just enough space to fit your thumb into. Don't make the circle too small so that we can sew into it, or stuff into it, and then sew the rest of it back up. So I'll meet you back here. I've sewn this up as much as I can. Now it's time to stuff this. So get your stuffing. Just put as much as you want, or as much as you need rather, inside of your cone. Okay. And okay, looks like that's good. So now you just want to kind of press it around in there. Okay. Now just pinch it back together. And sew up the rest. If it's a little uneven, it's fine. Mine turned out just a little bit uneven, so just what you want to do with this extra is just pinch it together. Just kind of squish it in there like this. And sew that up. Okay, so now just hide your tail anywhere throughout your work, a few different directions, or as much as you can fit into it until you run out of string on your needle. Now when you're done, just cut, and there. Now just kind of press this in a little bit. We want it to be a little bit flatter so that we can set it down. And there is your cone. Now, some people would say that these make good Christmas decorations, just like these circles. Another thing that we will be working on soon is color change. Like, let's say that we want half of this white and half of this blue. Whatever. Just whatever color you can think of. Half and half. There's a way that you can switch out your yarn without the risk of it coming apart or making it look more or less uneven. So I'm going to be teaching you that at some point, and I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. It was a little strange for me making these 3D figures and then not knowing what to do with all the little pieces. but at least it helped you learn, or at least I hope it did. And let me know what you think about it. Just leave a like, comment, favorite, share, whatever you would like to do. And I appreciate you watching my videos this far. And that's it. Happy crocheting, everybody.